Welcome to Pop Culture Roulette for all your pop culture needs. We're America's podcast. All right, welcome everybody. Well, Jeremy was being Tony Romo's driver, and so we're not going to have him for the episode.
He wasn't being his driver. If he was being his driver, Romo never would have got an OWI.
Oh, that's right. Jeremy was supposed to be his driver.
Failed to show up.
What kind of
Made a commitment and didn't show.
What a fucking moron Tony Romo is. All that money and you can't hire an Uber or a Lyft. Like we were joking around this morning. The family went out to breakfast and like, if he had called you, you would have done him, even though you hate the Cowboys. Like, yeah, I'd have picked him up and I would have been like, be on the podcast. I will drive you wherever you need to be. I will be your personal driver for the day.
I wonder if they're going to change the sign now. Tony Romo from his first OWI or something.
I don't know. Now that he has one, it's like a badge of honor for this state anyway. This state has such stupid laws when it comes to OWI.
I would say, isn't the first one free?
It's not necessarily free, but it's barely a criminal offense. Like it's just like a big fine. Like, yeah.
Well, if he can't pay for an Uber, he can't pay the fine.
I mean, I know it's Chris Collinsworth, but I just want to be like, well, now here's a guy.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Jeremy's not here. Family scheduling, whatever. But as you can tell, Justin is here. Justin,
I feel like I'm always here.
You are. All right.
I need more of a life.
I probably do too. I wanted to talk about celebrities in wrestling. Because the whole Tom Brady Logan Paul thing.
Yeah.
And there's so many celebrities that have joined in the wrestling ring, like Shaq, Trump, Snooki, Jon Stewart.
I'm pretty sure Snoop, Drew Carey.
Yeah.
Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman.
Right. The Fridge.
Carl Anthony Towns. Yeah. William Perry, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, a lot of football.
Mr. T.
Yeah, Mr. T. They tried to say Ronda Rousey, but I'm like, no, Ronda Rousey just straight up joined the WWE for a while. So I don't necessarily know if I would count that. I mean, because she was also famous for being a fighter. So I don't necessarily think going from UFC to WWE, well, one is fake and one is real, but it's still the same ballpark, you know?
I didn't do any research. I'm just pulling all these off the dome.
Well, but I couldn't find a way into the episode. I couldn't. Like, I couldn't figure out, because I knew it was just going to be me and you. So I couldn't really come up with a game, because a game when there's just two of us, kind of difficult.
Yeah, you have all the answers, you cheater.
But I couldn't find an angle that made the episode, like, potentially interesting. But then as the day was going on Saturday, as I was sitting around watching... To jump the route and get to the end of the episode, I was watching Masters of the Universe, that new He-Man movie. They put it on Prime this weekend.
All right.
It's pretty good. Like, it's cheesy, but it's pretty good. But like, I kept getting like emails and I seeing alerts from Marvel because they were doing the big reveals at Comic-Con. And then I was like, you know what? There's been a lot of trailers. So let's do an old school episode where we just talk about the news.
Then, all right.
So I sent you a shit ton of trailers last night.
And if you notice, I sent you two.
You sent me a couple. So let's talk about, in my opinion, the biggest trailer that came out this week.
Was I supposed to watch those?
I was kind of hoping you would. Normally I depend on you when I send you the trailers to actually watch them.
Yeah,
But it,
I watched them probably a half hour ago.
okay, well, so they're more fresh in your memory than mine. But the biggest trailer, in my opinion, and I could be wrong, but at least in my book, was Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would agree.
I know you've got a bit of the superhero fatigue right now, but even you have to be like, all right, I'm interested.
I watched the trailer for Spider Man whenever that came out, and I got interested in it because I saw Punisher and stuff. I watched that Punisher standalone special,
Okay.
and then I just when I you sent me that trailer, I watched it, and I was kind of getting that itch like a junkie, like, ooh, maybe I should pick this Marvel and superhero stuff back up.
Yeah, that's
I got that first little hit for free watching the Punisher.
I decided that between now and December 18th, I've got to rewatch all 37 MCU movies. But I'm gonna do it in chronological order this time. So not in the order that they were released, the order that they take place in.
All right, so would that be Cap is
So
first?
that's what I watched this afternoon. I watched Captain America: The First Avenger. Some point the next movie up is Captain Marvel, and then I found a list online. And actually, if you go to Disney Plus, they actually have it in chronological order. But I have a lot of them digital, so I'm going to watch most of them on my Fandango app because I can watch them without commercials. And the ones I don't
Fair.
own, I'll flip over to Disney Plus. But I built myself a little sheet so I can mark off each one.
You'll have to send me the link you used for that. Not like I'm going to get to it, just so I can see it.
Yeah, I Googled it and it just gave me a list. But like I said, on Disney Plus, if you go down a couple lines in the Marvel Hub, it says MCU in chronological order. The only thing is, like, I don't know if they have all 37 movies because of the whole who has the rights to Spider-Man and who doesn't.
Right.
So and honestly, with Doomsday, given the trailer that we finally had, we finally got the trailer, so we don't have to guess anymore. We know who a lot of the people are going to be in the movie. We know they're bringing back Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. Uh, what's his name? Channing Tatum's finally getting a real bite at the apple, not just a quick cameo.
As
Um,
Gambit.
as Gambit, he's fighting Shang-Chi in the trailer. It looks like the Fantastic Four, which I know you haven't. Have you watched that one yet? I
No,
didn't. I didn't think so.
I haven't watched some of the. I don't think I watched the last two Thor movies yet.
Okay, but Thor's back. Somehow Loki's out of the world tree where he was in at the end of the season 2 of Loki.
That's because he's currently doing something on about Pompeii,
Oh yes, that is true. He
which
is
that could be foreshadowing for the end of the episode.
right. But there were so many big, kind of reveals in the trailer. Like I think we kind of already knew certain people were going to be in it, but just like seeing them interact. But then at the Comic-Con, they made the big reveal that Deadpool, because Ryan Reynolds in the Deadpool costume, but gray, not red, showed up at Comic-Con and like was doing some sort of like fake interview from the crowd. And they kind of were like, yeah, basically like Deadpool's going to be in Doomsday. I don't know how much or how long, or if it's going to be
What
any.
what does the gray costume symbolize?
I don't know. That's what because I'm my theory right now is that most of the Fox X-Men characters are going to be killed off. Because I'm still holding that whatever event is going to be pushing the universes together that started out of Multiverse of Madness when Doctor Strange and America Chavez were kind of breaking the dimensional rifts, the dimensional portals, and going between the different universes. And then a somewhat in Brand New Day. No, Brand New Day is the one that's happening. What was the last Spider-Man movie?
Is that No Way Home?
Yeah, No Way Home. Yeah, because No Way Home broke. That was the first multiverse movie, and then Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness went even further. So, and then Did you? Is that one of the last ones you watched, Multiverse of Madness, or did you watch that one yet?
Yeah, is that with the zombie?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I watched that one.
Okay.
Zombie cat or Zombie
So,
Strange?
so that's when Charlize Theron showed up at the end and was like, you've got to come with me. You've started a problem. Like you've started an incursion, like this dimension and that dimension, and then
Yeah.
they just kind of ignored it for the last handful of movies. I think
Did Deadpool do something like that?
Deadpool started going around in the dimensional thing because he went to all the various different dimensions and saw the different Wolverines. So
Right.
my guess is that the Fox variants are going to be killed off at some point during the movie. And whatever event happens that merges the universes together is going to create, because we already know that with Kamala Khan, with Miss Marvel, the young girl from the Miss Marvel show, and then Marvels, which yeah, I know you didn't watch that one. Um, we already know that she is a mutant. So she is the first MCU mutant. But my guess is that we're now going to discover that there's a lot more people. Whatever this mutant gene is in the MCU that's been dormant is going to be awakened, and all the new X-Men characters are going to show up. I don't necessarily think they're going to show up in this movie, but I think it's how we're going to get the X-Men into the Marvel Universe going forward.
Do you think in this movie though they will make references to some of the characters that might be getting a future movie?
Yes.
Like somehow make a reference about Nightcrawler, who's
Alan
I don't know
Cumming
how I don't know how they would make that reference.
I don't, but Alan, I'm pretty sure I read that Alan Cumming is in this one. Rebecca Romaine is in this one. So I don't, Jennifer Lawrence is not in it. Now, the X-Men characters I haven't heard of are the in-between X-Men characters, or the in-between actors. So you've got the X-Men from like 98, 99, whenever that first movie happened, through Last
Mhm.
Stand, those three. A lot of those guys are in this movie. And then anybody in the MCU, starting with the first MCU movie, Iron Man, is could potentially in this movie. It's those weird in between Fox movies, the Days of Future Past and
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, and the one the Dark Phoenix, the ones that we don't like to talk about because they're bad.
Right.
The one that happened before Days of Future Past, the one that was like I don't like I haven't heard of McAvoy or Michael Shannon or I don't even remember if Michael Shannon was in those movies, but like Kevin Bacon, like I've not heard of any of those guys. Jennifer Lawrence, it's all of the the original Fox X-Men movies.
Who was Beast in those movies?
Um,
Or not? Was it Beast?
yeah,
Yeah.
who
Is it
I'm
that guy? The guy in Deadpool? Am I thinking of the wrong guy?
did they not
I
have be did they not I don't think they did they have I can't remember. It's been a while since I watched those movies. I know if you watched Marvels, the one where they had Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and Tiana something or other. Captain, well, not Captain Infinity, but Miss Infinity. I don't know. The three women, which I know you didn't watch that movie, so I'm not even going to pretend to. But the teaser trailer or the teaser like end credit scene was Kelsey Grammer as Beast in the traditional blue fur, like
what? Ed? What's this guy's name? Ed Screen? Scarin?
oh,
Why did I think he was in one of those movies?
because wasn't Nicholas Holt Beast in the Days of Future Past movies?
Am I confusing the two?
Maybe I don't know,
Maybe. All right.
but yeah. So I'm really excited about that. I don't
Yes.
I don't remember.
I'm confusing the two guys.
Okay, But so anyway, yeah, so I restart. I'm gonna watch all 37 in chronological order. I've got between now and December. It shouldn't be that hard to watch 36 more movies between
I
July.
I could barely watch like 2 episodes of TV in a week.
I mean, that's like a movie a week, basically. Well, I can knock out two movies in a. The next trailer that I sent you, well, and honestly, I could have been sending these out of order. This is just how I wrote it down. The next trailer I wanted to talk about. More importantly, if Jeremy was here, I think I'd want to talk about it. But I think you're into this. You're into this maybe not as much, but Crystal Lake.
Oh, that was the first one you sent.
Well, I sent
And
it.
that was someone talking about it. It wasn't an actual like trailer.
Oh,
A
did I send
random
the
guy.
wrong? Did I send the
Yeah,
wrong one? Okay, it was also like midnight when I was sending these trailers, so I might have sent the wrong one.
a random guy popped up and started talking halfway,
Oh,
like 2 minutes in.
I apologize. I sent the wrong because I know I sent the original one like a week ago.
So I never rewatched it. I watched the original one when you sent it.
Okay. Um, I don't know if I'm excited about it or not. Do I need a prequel series about Pamela Voorhees? Or is this just a remake of the first movie, basically, just in series form?
That's kind of the feeling I got. Was like, are they trying to remake the first one? More modern, I guess.
I mean, it looked like
With
it was still set in the past, but
Pamela Anderson Voorhees.
Pamela, I don't believe
Hang
Pamela
on.
Anderson. I don't believe Pamela Anderson is in Crystal Lake, but
Oh, because she can swim, no problem. We've seen it. Well, we've seen her run on the beach. Swimming, I don't know about.
right. Well, she'd float.
Anyways,
Um, anyway, without Jeremy here, I don't know how deep we want to get into Crystal Lake. I'm sure come October 15th, that will be something that gets discussed in great length. How about the Lanterns trailer? Did you watch the, well, you said you watched all of them, right?
I watched everything you sent me except for that Crystal Lake one. Because when that guy popped up and started
Okay.
talking
All
to
right.
me, I said, I'm not here for you.
I apologize for sending that. I sent the right one a long time ago. I sent the wrong one again the second time. All right. Lanterns. Any interest in that? Because I know you're more of a DC person, but
Yeah, at first I was wondering how they were going to do that as a movie, but it looks like it's going to be a show,
yeah,
a series. So
yeah.
no, it looks interesting. I mean, I have some, but if I get back into the superhero stuff, because it was what Hal Jordan's training
John Stewart.
John Stewart to be his replacement, as he says.
Yeah. And clearly Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner is going to be making an appearance at some point because he was real
Yeah,
quick in the trailer. So I mean, it looks like they're going to have at least the three main Green Lanterns that have existed in the DC world. I mean, I know they've got a couple new ones floating around right now.
and they talked about Manhunters. So is Martian Manhunter supposed to make an appearance in this?
And that was the first trailer they showed for that when I watched it a couple months ago. That they didn't have that. So this one kind of was like, wait, Martian Manhunter? But I didn't realize that Manhunter was a species. I guess I should have realized that Manhunter was more of a species. I thought Manhunter was just like the name he had been given. But I guess
Yeah.
I'm not as much into DC as you are, so
Yeah, and I'm not as much into reading comics and learning the lore of stuff as you
yeah.
are.
But I mean, I guess that could be the introduction of Martian Manhunter into the because it's all attached to the James Gunn movies, the Superman movie. I know he didn't direct the Supergirl movie. I know it was directed by somebody else, but it's under his supervision. So I know that
I see what you did there. Superman, Supergirl,
uh,
Supervision.
it wasn't intentional. I'm just that good at making puns, I guess. But
I know Martian Manhunter's in the Supergirl TV show.
yes. But
but that's completely irrelevant from the new
right, yeah,
stuff.
the Arrowverse stuff has nothing to do with what's going on over here. So, you
Right.
know, um,
I'll have some interest, especially if it's a TV series. Those seem a little easier for me to watch than movies for some reason.
yeah,
I don't know why.
but yeah, I mean, it looks interesting. It's gonna, I mean, it's superhero, so I'm probably gonna watch it. Just because I pretty much watch most anything, everything superhero from Marvel, DC. But I like not Kyle Shanahan, that's the coach, Kyle Chandler, the guy who's playing Hal Jordan.
Okay.
I like him. I've enjoyed a lot of his work, so I'm curious to see his take on it. Um, And I mean, I know James. I don't think James Gunn's directing it, but he's at least producing it, and James Gunn has a pretty good track record. So
Yeah, as long as his fingerprints are somewhere on there on the final product, it shouldn't be too bad.
no. All right, then I sent you the trailer for Coyote versus Acme.
Yes.
Now this is a movie that's got a bit of a history.
Mhm.
Do your I'm gonna have to search your memory banks here. You remember a couple years ago when Warner Brothers was having some trouble and they shit canned this movie and Batgirl.
Yes.
They were I think I don't know if Batgirl was 100% done, but it was pretty close. Like I think they were in like post-production, like doing special effects and and that kind of stuff. And this movie and they were like no one's ever going to see it. We're done. We're writing it off. Well, somehow somebody was able, whatever company is releasing it, was able to buy it, and they're like, "We're getting it out." Because Will Forte, who's the main real actor
The,
in the
the,
movie,
the, the lawyer.
the lawyer, just campaigned. He was like, "No, this movie is good. It needs to be seen. People are going to like it." And I saw the trailer, and I'm like, "It's going to be cheesy as hell," but that is what I want out of a movie called Coyote versus Acme.
Right. And John Cena.
Who is a living cartoon in of himself.
I did like the end of the trailer when he's talking to Tweety. I may have rewound it and rewatched that part of the
Yeah.
trailer twice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I enjoy.
I thought that was really funny.
I think I'm gonna try to go out on my way to go see that one in the theaters.
Yeah, like when the trailer started, I didn't really have any expectations for it. But as it was kind of going on, I think once Will Forte popped up talking about like, have you ever tried to blow up a pile of dynamite and the plunger blows up? I think at that point I was like, okay, I'm starting to invest in this one a little more.
It reminded me of that late '90s Looney Tunes Back in Action with Brendan Fraser and Jenna Elfman.
Yeah, that one didn't do good though.
No, but I mean, it also was in an era when if it didn't do well in the theaters, nobody ever talked about it again because there was
I
no streaming or
Because I seen an interview recently because Space Jam came out right before that, and that one was a huge success.
yeah.
And then they were going to do another style like that cartoon live action with Tony Hawk. So it's going to be a Looney Tunes skateboarding movie.
Okay.
And they had like everything kind of finalized. He went to do some kind of tour in Australia, or I think it was Australia, a different country. And then when he was gone, Back in Action was released, flopped. He came back and found out that the project was dead.
Ah,
So we almost had a Tony Hawk Looney Tunes skateboarding crossover movie.
man, we missed out on that one. That one would have probably sucked, but it would have been fun to watch.
Yeah, but because of Back in Action.
Ah, but yeah, I mean, if nothing, like if this movie comes out and does well, I do wonder if, because that, I mean, the whole thing was, the Batgirl movie is just, they did some testing and it was so bad that they're like, we're gonna lose our pants on this one. We'd rather than show it to anybody or try to hope for some sort of like Morbius, like people, it's so bad that people go to see it because of how bad it is, like viral success kind of thing. They were just like, we're not going to show it. But they were also trying to say that Coyote versus Acme wasn't going to be any good either. And now that we've seen the trailer, like, now granted, you
It
can
could
make
be
it.
good.
Yeah, you can make a trailer. You can make just about any movie look good with a trailer. But
Yeah, but watching the trailer, it, if nothing else, piques interest.
right, you know, Will Forte, John Cena, tons of other famous people, all the Looney Tune characters.
Yeah, Tweety.
Yeah, I'm in. Like, that's the kind of movie I want to watch. Like, that's, you know,
Yeah, I don't want to think.
yeah. It's, I mean, it matches, it hits on a lot of the quadrants. You're going to get the kids because it's the cartoon and the Looney Tunes, and it's going to get us, not necessarily old people, but getting older people with our nostalgia for the Looney Tunes. I know we're more like Tiny Toons Adventure Age and because the Bugs Bunny cartoons were in syndication rerun by the time we came around, but
Yeah,
so it might get some of the really old people in there going, I remember going to see these Bugs Bunny cartoons when I was a kid.
yeah. Some people taking their, I was going to say grandkids, but I'll go
Yeah.
with great grandkids.
Well, I mean, grandkids, kids. I mean, it's one of those classic four quadrant movies. It kind of hits all the, you
Yeah,
know,
it's family fun for the whole family.
and I don't know if I'm a movie like this could be critic proof because critics are going to hate it. I'm just going to go ahead and call that now. They're going to call it stupid. They're going to call it juvenile. They're
Yeah,
going
should
to
have left it in the vault. Never showed it.
right. But like I'm going to be curious about reading the user, the non-critic reviews,
Mhm.
the normal people reviews. So, all right, then what else did I send you? I sent you Clayface.
That was the last one.
Okay. Did I send? Well, since I
I
brought,
have I have seen a trailer for Clayface before.
because that
They're
just
trying
came
to
out.
make that one darker, aren't they?
Clayface is a straight up horror movie.
Yeah.
Um, and it makes me it immediately gave me Joker feels,
Okay.
where we're taking this villain, we're divorcing him from Batman, we're divorcing him from the world that is the superhero world, and we're just doing like a villain origin story. Now, it was the first trailer, and they have said this is part of the James Gunn universe. They still haven't said who or what Batman is going to be in the James Gunn universe yet. So we're getting Batman villains before we get Batman.
It's not a bad idea, I think, to establish some of the villains in their own standalone stuff. Expect like because you don't need to do a Batman origin. Everybody knows
Right.
who or his story. So if some of the people don't really know some of the villains, you kind of establish them. Maybe they can.
Well, and maybe this time establishing the villains first, you have a reason for Batman to exist. You don't just establish Batman and then all of a sudden have all these like cartoon type villains showing up.
Yeah, like these guys, like somehow all find each other in their villain support group,
Right. And then now
and
there's a
then this
reason.
this guy's like, "Hey, I should probably do something about this." The
Right. Now
cops
there's a
won't.
now there's a reason for Batman to come in.
Right.
And the guy who I want to be Batman, they released the trailer for Reacher season 4.
I only have ever watched the first season,
Oh, okay.
but after watching the trailer for season 4, I immediately was like, I need to watch seasons 2 and 3.
Yeah. That's the guy that I want to be Batman in the James Gunn universe.
Could he? How would he be as Bruce Wayne? I don't doubt his Batman skills.
Yeah, I don't really want to see the Bruce Wayne aspect of it. I just want the Batman aspect of it.
Have someone else play him as
Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, I mean,
he could probably be a really good Bane.
yeah, or that. Actually, that might be better. I hadn't thought about that. He might be a better Bane.
Yeah.
Maybe not do the silly Tom Hardy. It'll be good. It'll be painful for you.
For you.
But yeah, I mean, Clayface is a straight up horror movie. I'm curious to go see it or watch it when it comes on streaming because I'm curious to see how it's going to work. I I thought Joker was a good movie, but I didn't like it. I understood why Joaquin Phoenix won the Oscar for it, but at the same time, like, I don't want my Joker to have an origin story. I want my Joker to be the guy from the Heath Ledger version, where every time he tells the story, it's different. Maybe he doesn't even know himself because he's just lost his mind.
Right.
And at the same time, I don't want to feel sympathy towards my Joker. I want my Joker to be just pure evil incarnate and just out for chaos. I don't want to be like, oh well, I should feel bad for him because he's,
Yeah. Oh, now that we
schizophrenic
knew
or
his upbringing and
right,
the system failed him.
right. It's the same thing. It's the same argument that I've made with like Cruella, that Emma Stone movie. Like it was a great movie, but I don't want to feel sympathy for Cruella Deville. Like I don't want to feel some. I don't want to be like, well, look at what the system did to her. Look at what her parents did to her. Look at what the people.
Right.
I don't want.
Screw that lady. She's going after puppies.
Right, exactly. I want my bad guys to be bad guys. I don't want them to. I don't want to look at him and go like, well, he's got a point. Yeah.
No, I do that anyways with my bad guys. He's not
Well,
wrong.
well, he's not. Well, and I I don't know. I think. So yeah, that's that one. Matchbox.
Had no idea this was in the works.
Neither did I.
Watched the trailer and went, well, this seems fun.
Yes. Do you get the feeling by watching the trailer that it had nothing to do with the cars? They had this movie.
Other than the kid was playing with him.
Well, they were just like they had this whole script for the heist and like whatever the thing this group of kids doing something and they're like we got this deal with Mattel or Hasbro. I don't know who does Matchbox. One of those two. We got to do something with it. This movie over here, it's already about cars. Let's just call it Matchbox and make it like film this other crap about like them playing with Matchbox as a kid. Done. Problem
Yeah,
solved. Because it was like it was almost
you
like
could have
fast.
you could have called that anything. Yeah,
Right. Like it was just like we got the rights to this property name. Let's just call it that. Like okay.
yeah.
And it's gonna
Which part?
be
John Cena, Jessica Biel.
yeah. And it's Apple TV, so I don't have to leave my house to watch it. Sure, I'll watch it. Because
Yeah,
no investment on my part, not a problem.
just time.
Yeah. So, and then you sent me two trailers.
I let me. I have to look what the order I sent it. Did you
You
watch the
sent.
trailers I sent you?
I had watched the Resident Evil trailer. I just figured we
That
would
was the
talk.
first one I sent you.
I just figured I knew that you're a Resident Evil fan, but I knew that it was more of Jeremy's world as well because I
Right.
never played the games or barely
That's,
ever played the games. I know that the
again,
Mila.
it looks like they don't follow the game.
Okay.
Like it looks interesting, but it doesn't really look like they follow much of the game from the trailer,
I mean,
which disappoints me.
it looked like there were aspects of the type of game that it was, like going through the house with the flashlight and finding stuff, and
Right.
like that kind of But then it like went into something else. Like I mean, it's very far removed from the Mila Jovovich movies.
Yeah. Which have zero to do with the game.
Yeah. So is this character from the game at all, or is this the kid, the boy who
Did they say his name?
I don't remember?
Uh, as far as I know, no.
Okay,
But
because
I'd have to look up what his name is.
did they have were any of the games male centric characters like leading the game?
Most of them are.
Oh, okay, all right. Okay, well that shows you how little I know about the Most of what I know about Resident Evil is watching not all of the Mila Jovovich movies.
Yeah, most of it usually follows around Chris Redfield,
Okay,
and then it does a little bit with Claire. I guess Ada Wong. So most of it's Chris.
okay,
He plays Byron. I'm not entirely sure who Byron is.
yeah. My biggest concern with the movie and the biggest reason I'm on the fence about it is that Zach Krieger, the guy who directed it, I've watched both of the two movies that I know he directed, Barbarian and Weapons. Um, and I kind of hated both of them.
That's yeah. It looks like he didn't do a lot.
Because he came from the Whitest Kids You Know. Like he was part of that sketch comedy group.
Yeah,
But like Barbarian was a Barbarian had a great first half of that movie. And then it fell apart. Like the ending was awful. And it fell apart more than just the ending. Like about three-quarters of the way through that movie, it completely fell apart on itself.
he co-directed Miss March.
Okay, so I've seen two of the three movies that he directed.
Yeah, a lot of it's just a lot of skit stuff.
Yeah. And Weapons, I just straight up hate it. Like, remember how you and I both watched Hereditary independently of each other?
Yeah,
Because like people had been telling us how great it was, and
yeah, I hated it.
we both hated Hereditary. That's how I felt about Weapons. Like people were like, "Oh my God, Weapons is great." I'm like, "Yes." And then I watched it and I was like, "Well, Justin's just you're Justin. Jeremy's not here, so I'm gonna pick Weapons apart because you're not gonna watch this movie."
I
Weapons,
might not
okay.
probably any time in this near future.
Can I pick it apart, or do you want me to hold off?
I I don't care about
All right,
spoilers. I
because
never have.
it's far enough away, and that lady already won an Oscar. The movie falls apart on itself if you give any sort of thought process to it. So what happens at the beginning of the movie is at like 3 o'clock in the morning, a bunch of kids just run out of their houses. And then it picks up like 30 days later or 60 days later, whatever it is, and this town is still reeling with the fact that nobody can find these kids. And all but one kid from Julia Garner, the chick from Ozark, not Jennifer Garner, Julia Garner.
Never seen Ozark.
Okay. She's their teacher, and they're everybody's blaming her because clearly, every kid from her class just left their house and ran away.
Oh,
Um,
so she's a bad teacher.
yeah, but so everybody's blaming her, and nobody's. But as you go further into the movie, you realize like it was 30 days, it wasn't 6 days. It's 30 days, and like the town's given up like looking for these kids. Like you got like 25, 28 kids just missing, and they're just like, oh well, they're gone. I mean, nobody can find them.
It's been a month.
There's one house in the neighborhood that has all of a sudden, after the kids disappear, newspaper gets taped up all over the windows, and this crazy old lady had moved into the house with the family, and the mom and dad were just like calling out of work all of a sudden, and they were super sick, and like all of a sudden like and that's also the one kid that didn't run away.
Hmm, that's oddly suspicious.
It's very oddly suspicious.
Yeah, let's
and
go
the
talk to that lady.
and they keep trying to blame the teacher, and the teacher like goes over there and like sticks her head in the like in one of the windows and like sees the parents like in this vegetative state because the lady is like Aunt Gladys or something like that, and she's a witch. And she has some sort of magic spell that she can put over that can like control people. And like she can steal like she is stealing the parents' youth because like she's got some sort of like terminal cancer and like
Like
she's
some hocus pocus stuff where she needs to steal the youth of the children.
something like that. And like she's not stealing the youth of the children, but like she kidnaps the kids because she's mad at the parent. Like I she it's some bullshit, and it's just like any amount of like critical thinking about like the whereabouts of these kids and like the fact that the police don't do any real investigation into who this Aunt Gladys lady is who showed up at the exact same time all the kids go missing and like they don't
Covered her
really
windows in new. What did you say? Covered her windows in newspaper. I was like,
right.
well, you should probably go check that out.
Right, and the boy and is the only one in the class who doesn't run away, but he was also one of the bullied kid. He was like a bullied kid from the class because he's a weirdo, or a weirdo being for a kid that because they were all like fifth grade, sixth grade, like they're young, and it's just it's so and it's so like it's so easy to pick apart. Like I mean, a lot of movies are easy to pick apart if you watch them more than once, but I watched this movie once and it was just like it's so bad. It's just bad. And the fact that like people are like, "Oh my God, about this movie." It's awful. It's so bad. It reminded me a lot of Hereditary because like I hated that movie. I watched it once, I'm never gonna watch it again.
I think I
And
watched it twice, and once was in theaters.
yeah, that's one
It
more.
was bad.
And it didn't get any better the second time.
No, I was like, this movie's still trash.
Like people, the way that people talk about weapons, the way people talk about Hereditary, it's like you do know what a good movie is, right? Like I don't need a horror movie to be like blood and guts and all that from the very beginning. I like Alien. Like I like
Did
that
you
you
see? Did you see Oculus?
no, I did not.
All right, I was gonna ask your thoughts on that one.
But like I like Alien. I like that you don't see the alien until like three-quarters of the way through the movie. Like I like the claustrophobic, like the dark movie. I like the original Friday the 13th where the mom ends up being the killer. Like I don't need like Friday, like I enjoy the other Friday the 13th. I enjoy Nightmare on Elm Street. But like I don't mind not knowing who the villain is for most of the movie. Jaws is great. You don't see the shark hardly ever.
Right.
I I again gonna jump the route on this. I watched Beetlejuice again last night for the first time in a couple years. I forgot how little you actually see Beetlejuice in the movie.
Yeah.
Like it's an hour and a half movie and he's in it maybe 20 minutes. Like,
Yeah. 25 tops.
yeah, you know. So, yeah, I mean, so yeah. Anyway, that is, so I'm a little nervous about Resident Evil because of that.
That's fair. I I want them to follow the game. It doesn't look like they still do, but I'm sure I'll watch another trailer and I'll get another opinion
Yeah.
on it.
And then you sent me
And,
the Ebenezer
yeah, the
trailer.
return of Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp and Tim Burton yet again.
Is that Tim Burton?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Tim Burton's directing it. Um
Nice.
Basically, it guarantees that this Christmas we will be doing a bracket that I've been threatening to do for a couple of years now.
Is it Christmas Carol bracket?
Either a Christmas Carol bracket or just a straight up Ebenezer bracket.
It's directed by T.I. West.
Oh, okay. It's not Tim Burton.
Nope.
Oh, I could have sworn I saw Tim Burton. Is Tim Burton producing it?
Da. Nope.
Oh.
Emma Watts.
Oh. Well then, I am wrong, and I apologize. But I could have. Oh.
T.I. West has done. Do you know who that is?
Ty West or T? Yeah, it could be Ti West. I
Yeah,
don't know. He directed what, X and
yeah. Pearl,
Pearl, and then Maxine.
House of the Devil, Maxine, The Innkeepers, VHS, ABC's of Death, Drinking Buddies.
I mean, it looked like a Tim Burton movie, and they talked about a bunch of Tim Burton movies at the beginning. That's why I just assumed it was
Well,
Tim Burton.
I think they did that in the beginning. They talk about Johnny Depp because, like, the man who brought you
Right.
Captain Jack, the man who brought you Edward
Sleepy.
Scissorhands, which is his character. So I think they were naming Johnny Depp
Yeah.
characters.
Okay. Maybe that's where I got confused, but it kind of had a Tim Burton feel. But I saw something that was like this unrecognizable star is in this movie. And I'm like, well, first off, they tell you who it is, but secondly, like it's clearly Johnny Depp with like some face makeup.
Yeah, Johnny Depp, Rupert Grint, Ian McKellen. So I mean, it's got some people.
Yeah. I mean, it's just this like I mean, how many times do we need the Christmas Carol story told again? But like I saw that and I'm like, I'm still gonna watch it.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, that story, I'm willing to watch just over and over again. Um, so those are all the trailers that we sent each other. Have
I,
you
I
heard?
I tried looking up more trailers to see if there's anything else worth talking about. And the only other one I actually watched was Reacher, and you already talked about that.
Okay. Did you hear some of the big news that came out of Comic-Con?
Nope.
You catch this one. Ghost Rider's making a comeback.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling.
Is he trying to butch up his image from Ken?
Yes. Um, it's gonna be directed by Sean Levy, the guy who directed Deadpool Wolverine.
Okay.
The Night at the Museum movies, all three of those. Free Guy and Date Night. So it's obviously going to be a little bit more on the funny side, but I'm interested. I mean, and it's going to be sometime in 2028. So we got a bit,
Oh, that's fair.
so basically it was just like we got the director, we got the we got the star. They probably have at least a working script at this point, but um, Black Panther 3, Ryan Coogler's coming back to direct that one.
I'm trying to remember if I saw the second one. Yeah, I must have seen the second one. That's
Is
what
that
Wakanda Forever.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever. That's where Namor comes in. There
Yeah.
we go. There's another mutant because they do refer to Namor as a mutant.
Is that Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah, well, yeah, Michael B. Jordan is Killmonger, but he's not. I mean,
Oh,
they killed him in the first Black Panther. So, I mean,
so which
granted, now
is he
now
the really big guy?
no, that's a guy whose name I can't remember off the top of my head.
Did I see the second one?
The first one was Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger.
I
Uh,
remember that one.
Yeah, and obviously Chadwick Boseman passed away. So the second one they didn't have like Shuri, Black Panther's sister in the first movie, Letitia Wright, kind of took over as Black Panther a little bit, but not really. But at the end of the second Black Panther movie, and I'm gonna spoil it for you because it's a couple years old. They reveal that T'Challa had a son. All right. Okay. Anyway, where were we? Okay. So Shuri had taken over as Black Panther, and we discover that his he has a son. It makes it sound like they're gonna age him up real fast because he was like 5 or 6 at the end of Black Panther 2. So my guess is once again we're gonna be playing with with dimensional portals and the fallout from whatever's happening in Doomsday, and an older version of T'Challa Jr. is going to be coming out and taking. taking over for Black Panther and Black Panther 3.
Yep, I don't think I ever saw the second one.
Okay.
Just none of that sounds familiar.
All right. This news is going to be super exciting for you because I know that you're a fan of this series as much as I am. Season 14 of Futurama.
All right.
8/3, so August 3rd. So pretty soon, like next
Pretty
week.
soon.
Yeah.
Did they come out with another season of King of the Hill?
Yes.
Okay.
I still haven't watched the other new season yet, so I need to catch up on
I
that.
did. So
Yeah,
I
you and
might
Jeremy
watch
said it was
that.
pretty good, so
Yeah. All
um
right. Futurama. I mean, I don't remember the last season, but
there was some
it doesn't matter. It's always fun to watch.
yeah. And it might be fun to do a rewatch at some point. The 10 seasons that were the original ones, a couple movies and then a couple of the new seasons.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, I mean all the original cast. I think they said they were going to be doing like extra long episodes, so maybe it's going to be kind of that like weird in between stage of Futurama where like Futurama ended on Fox, and then they did like 3 or 4 movies, and then a couple years later they were like, hey, we can bring it back as a series altogether on like Comedy Central or Sci-Fi, whatever network it was, and
Right. One of them.
yeah. Hey, you want to watch another Carrie?
Not really.
Okay.
Are they
What if
remaking it again?
What if I told you this one was going to be a series?
Still not really.
What if I told you it was directed by Mike Flanagan?
Still not really.
Okay. Because Mike Flanagan has apparently him and Stephen King have a pretty good relationship now because Mike Flanagan directed Gerald's Game, Doctor Sleep, and Life of Chuck. So this will be his fourth Stephen King adaptation.
I'm not sure if I watched any of those.
Yeah, I haven't
I
either.
think I watched Gerald's Game.
And then I know he also directed the House on Haunting Hill, or House of Haunted Hill, Haunting of Hill House. Read my own notes.
Got there.
Yeah, God,
I didn't see that either.
yeah. I just, I mean, I know we talked about Carrie in the Stephen King bracket that we did last year or earlier this year, whenever it was we did that.
Last year, I think.
Okay. Um, I prefer the original version, the Sissy Spacek, 70s John Travolta version.
I think I prefer the original two, but I didn't really care for either of them.
The one with Hit Girl in it, Chloe Grace Moretz was okay, but like it just And then I know they did a TV movie of Carrie. So they've done 3 versions of Carrie already. What is there to do? What is there to mine? And they've even done like a sequel of Carrie, like Rage of Blood or something like that, or Blood Rage, which I'm never sure which one they actually sequelized,
Right.
but like how are you going to stretch that story out? 6 to 8 episodes, maybe 10.
I don't
Like
know.
I feel like that
Maybe
story.
we'll get an origin story on why some of the kids were bullies because their parents were mean to them.
I mean that's a 2 hour movie and you can tell the entire story. Like I don't know what you're missing. And I did see that they were kind of modernizing it because they were talking about cyberbullying. So it's like, I guess we're gonna try to, turn it into, well, it's always been a morality tale,
Yeah.
but yeah. And then the only other thing I have on my notes for the big Comic-Con news was Vision Quest. So another Marvel series about kind of a direct sequel from. Did you watch WandaVision?
Yes.
Okay. Remember how towards the end of WandaVision, Vision took off, like became White Vision and just, and then
Yeah.
we haven't seen or heard from him since. That's what this is going to be about.
All right.
So, and that's actually apparently coming out in October, which is like kind of crazy that they've done no promotion of that so far.
Yeah, kept it all under wraps.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know why if they're pushing it out that fast because it's gonna have something to do with Doomsday because they did say that the new Spider-Man movie does take place before Doomsday. So I think that the after credit scene of Spider-Man is going to be directly related to what if or why Spider-Man is if why Spider-Man is in Doomsday or why Spider-Man is not in Doomsday.
I did like at the end of the Doomsday trailer that they had that Doomsday countdown clock.
Yes.
I was like, I that's cool. The only thing I heard about otherwise was Spaceballs 2.
Yes.
They did a little bit with that at Comic Con.
Yeah, I saw they like the Spaceballs people put up a whole bunch of like phase 1, phase 10, phase 14. Like they were making fun of all of Marvel and Star Wars and they're basically doing I'm in. I mean, Rick Moranis is back. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, they haven't released a full trailer yet, so they released Mel Brooks released that little video of like why they're calling it Spaceballs another one or a new is it another one or a new one?
I don't remember what they're
Uh
calling this.
he said it was he gave the reason why they're not calling it a search for more money or the search for more money.
Which they should have.
Yes, but they said they found the money. It was in a big
The,
pile in his basement.
the new one.
Yes, okay, it is the new one. Yeah.
They're bringing back a lot of the original people.
Yes,
All the ones
I
that are still alive.
since they can't since they're not calling it Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money, I would have also appreciated Spaceballs 3, The Search for Spaceballs 2,
Yeah.
you know. But I'm in. I mean, you basically just had to tell me that Mel Brooks managed to talk Rick Moranis out of retirement. That, that's all you had to tell me. It's like the Doomsday trailer. Did it make me excited? 100%. Yes, it absolutely did. Does Marvel Disney need to spend the amount of money they're going to spend on advertising? Because they're only showing the trailer on YouTube right now. It hasn't shown up, and I guarantee you it's going to be in front of a bunch of movies. But I know closer to December, come November, we're going to be so tired of seeing that trailer. And McDonald's or Burger King are going to have the Happy Meals. There's going to be so many toys. There are going to be so many kids walking around in Doctor Doom costumes for Halloween, even though the movie
Yeah.
doesn't come out until December. Like they're going to spend so much money promoting this movie where the trailer could have been just pick a Marvel hero, walks out on stage and says, "We made Doomsday. It's going to be on December 18th." And they would make $1 billion. That's all. They don't have
Well,
to do.
well, even when Robert Downey Jr. showed up at was it last year's Comic Con
Yes.
wearing the Doomsday outfit and they took the mask off.
Right.
Right there. That's it. And
Yes. I'm very curious to see how if they're if they're going to explain why Tony Stark now looks like Doctor Doom, or if they're just gonna like not if it's just even gonna be like if they're just gonna not talk about it.
like Doctor Doom took his identity or something to try to get access to all of his. Who knows?
Right. Or I mean, like if he takes his mask off, is Thor gonna be like, it's Tony? Or are they just gonna pretend like it doesn't look exactly like Tony Stark?
Spider Man's gonna lose it.
Right. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how they do that with the various different dimensional portals and whatever. All right, I've pretty much spoiled what I've watched this week by saying, I watched Masters of the Universe, which recommend thumbs up. Watched Beetlejuice. I watched Captain America. Finished Chopped Castaways. Did you watch that
I
one
don't
yet?
know.
It's chopped, but on like Survivor style. Like they took a whole bunch of chefs out to an island and made them battle it out in Survivor style competition.
All right.
It was interesting.
I don't even remember what show I said I was watching.
And then we finished 100 Cooks with Terry Crews.
What did I watch? I don't even remember what show I hinted at earlier because my brain doesn't work very well.
What were we talking about?
I don't remember.
Clayface, Reacher, Doomsday, Crystal Lake, Lanterns, Coyote vs. Acme.
Nope. Who knows?
Resident
The
Evil.
The only other movie I watched, it just randomly started playing. I think I was, when you can't figure out a movie you want to watch, so you're just jumping between 8 different streaming services.
Yeah.
And nothing looks good. I was doing that the other day, and I ended up on Amazon Prime, and somehow Roadhouse started playing, the Jake Gyllenhaal one.
Oh, yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, Conor McGregor is not a good actor.
Oh, no.
But that's not...
it's got the guy from Hot Wheels in it. The one guy who throws the gun. I think he's one of the bikers.
Oh, you mean Matchbox, not Hot Wheels. Different property.
Different thing. Different thing, same thing.
Yeah, different,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched that one.
Bad.
Yeah, I watched that one a while back. It was all right. Oh, I watched a movie on Netflix today called 72 Hours, the new Kevin Hart movie.
Oh, I thought that was that one with what's his face where he's stuck in the rock.
No, that's 127 hours. This is 72.
It's all the same.
Kevin Hart accidentally gets invited to a bachelor party, and so he decides to go. And it becomes, it's like a wannabe Hangover kind of thing, but I don't know. It wasn't that good. It was okay. It's not a Kevin Hart movie I'll probably be revisiting.
Gotcha. All right.
Well then.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't remember.
Okay. Well then. We'll be back next week. Oh yeah, I know what we're doing next week, but I'm not going to tell you. But it is going to be the conclusion of our name game. Now that we have a tie between you and Jeremy.
Yep.
But I'm not going to tell you so you can't do research and get a leg up. So, all right. Well, then, I guess if you're Tony Romo and you are not smart enough to hire a driver, just remember, stupid never walks alone.
Ouch.
Comic books have been around for almost a century, and in the last 2 decades, we've finally gotten to see many of these characters brought to life in movies and on TV. On the Moving Panels podcast, we discuss movies and TV shows based on, inspired by, and adapted from the world of comic books. Join me and my guests as we discuss both the good and the bad from Marvel, DC, and even some of the lesser-known comic book companies. Learn what is and isn't from the comics, as well as our nerdy review of the movie or show. New episodes drop every Monday, and you can find us wherever you listen to podcasts. So join us for Moving Panels, and I'll see you on the other side of the page.
Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and listen to an 80s Flick Flashback podcast once in a while, you could miss it. Do you love movies of a certain age? Do you miss the days of VHS tapes, VCRs, and the video rental stores? Does the thought of another 80s movie being remade seem inconceivable? My name is Tim Williams. I'm the creator and host of the 80s Flick Flashback podcast. On each episode, I'm joined by guest co-hosts to discuss one of the many movies released in the 1980s. We share our first-time watch memories, our favorite scenes, and even learn some behind-the-scenes stories about the cast and crew along the way. New episodes are released every other Friday on your favorite podcasting platform. So make like a tree, get out of here, and go listen to an excellent episode of the 80s Flick Flashback podcast. The ad is over. Go home. Go.